Welcome, as I say, to the NAV People Knowledge Hour, where we attempt to deal with some subjects in Dynamics NAV and give you a flavour for what can be done and what is available. I'm Michael Boyle, one of the consultants, usually a consultant in manufacturing, but as you know, manufacturing and warehouse are fairly closely intertwined in any case. So I'm going to be taking a session today, and what I want to do really with that is to just guide you through some of the setup and some of the choices that we might have and show you one or two of the things in processing that we can do in terms of warehouse activities. So I'm just going to take you through that. As I say, it is down for an hour, but we may not need all of that time. We shall see. I'm also recording this session as well, so that if anybody wants that and wants to go back through any of the things that I've said, or wants to use it for themselves, or indeed invite other people to see that, then you are more than welcome to do just that. So yeah, that's me and what the purpose of today is. So first of all, I'm going to go through some of the setup on Dynamics NAV for the warehouse and show you some of the choices, and then we will show you some of the processes that might be employed in that. If you do have questions, then great, that's fine. I'll try and deal with those if I possibly can, but as it is a sort of remote session, you'll understand sometimes that I may not actually be looking at what you're asking me, so do bear with me. But if you do have questions during, I will do my best. Also, if you have questions afterwards, then by all means email me or another member of the NAV People, and we will do best to answer anything that you may have. So introductions then out of the way. So what I'm using today is the standard landing page role center for shipping and receiving. But in this one, the warehouse management system, shipping and receiving, there is another one which deals with the more simple models of the warehouse. So the first thing that we want to look at really is some location setup and some of the choices that we have there. So if I do that and look at my reference data and look at my locations, I've got a number of them on there. So we have a choice when we're setting up locations, which are warehouses as far as NAV is concerned, as to how we're doing them. So the simplest, for example, if I look at the blue one, here we have the header information. We are not using warehouse receipts or shipments. We're not requiring people to put to a bin, so we can ship straight out of a sales order, receive straight out of a purchase order, and we're just seeing the location as a pool of stuff that we can receive and ship out of and keep it as simple as possible. That suits some organizations pretty well, and some people also use the shelf number on the item card as an indicator of where something might be, but it's no more sophisticated than that. That suits some people, but with others we need something a little bit more controlled than that. If I look at other warehouse models that there is, here we have is that the right one I'm looking at? Probably not. No, bear with me. Silver is what I meant to go on. But here we have a little bit of control. So again, we're not so worried about receive and shipments, but we are putting the things away. We are requiring a bin to be used, and we are requiring a pick instruction, so we actually go and generate a separate warehouse instructions to bring items through to go and get them out of our inventory and onto the customer. But we are not controlling through shipments, and we're not enforcing a lot of disciplines in there. So that's like a sort of halfway house, if you like. So that's another choice that we have. And that's for sort of medium-sized companies, maybe all that is required, or a smallish location where it's relatively easy to find and know where our inventory is. And that's another model. What I'm going to talk about today, though, is the warehouse managed solution in Dynamics NAV, where we are directed to where things might be, and the system is also going to tell us where is the best place to put things, and we can organize our warehousing in terms of different activities that might be involved. So let's have a look at that and see the kind of things that we have set up in the Kronos White location. So here we are, same sort of header, but this time you will see that we have ticked directed put away and pick. So NAV is going to come and tell us when we receive something, we are going to do it on a warehouse receipt, not straight off a purchase order, an inventory item that is. And it's going to force us to put it in a bin, and similarly when we pick and get stuff out on a shipment, we will do it on a warehouse shipment for a sales order or maybe a transfer somewhere else, but we are going to be told where it is, and we are going to be told how we need to get that, and we will have specific instructions created by the system. So that's the sort of policies, if you like, of the location on that card. And if I now show you some of the other things that we're talking about here, we have organized bins for specific purposes here. So we have a receipt bin code, so goods in, a warehouse receipt comes in, the default bin is going to suggest that it comes in on posting a receipt is that one. And that means it comes in and it is our stock, but we're going to create a put away instruction which will then move it from goods in to either bulk storage or a pick face if that's what we choose that we need to do. On the other side we've got the shipping bin, so the shipment area. We have a default shipment bin. We can have more than one, but we must have at least one default there that is shown by the location. And we've also got the cross dock, which is about moving things when we are waiting for things that need to go out directly on a shipment. A cross dock bin is also an area we can divert material to. So we have bins for specific purposes, and this is how we assign those on the location card. Just to mention, we've got production as well, so we've got shop floor bins that link our warehouse to the production system. Specific work centres can also be linked to specific bins as well in NAV 2016, but I don't intend to particularly go through that today. The adjustment bin is a virtual bin, and all that is for, it's not really a place where items exists for any length of time, because our link between warehouse entries and inventory. So if we receive, or if we physically count and we have an increase in a bin, and so there's more items in, or we take some out and we've got fewer items in there,